you are on to your favorite program, Democracy and the Rule of Law. So, Barrister Obiorame,
yes.
Let's discuss the issue of the recently released list of terrorism financiers in Nigeria. You can agree with me that insecurity has been one of the greatest challenges that the country has faced over the years.
I agree completely.
So how significant is the identification and publication, of this list in the fight against terrorism in Nigeria?
Well, I salute the courage of the government for coming up with the list of the financiers of terrorism, although it's not the first time we have seen such names or the lists. What is needed?
It would be right to say alleged financiers.
Yes, alleged financiers, yes. What I think this government needs to do is not just to give us a list of names and firms and so on that are funding terrorism. The government should take the next step, which is the arrest and the prosecution and application of necessary punishment or sanction on the ones that are found guilty by cause of competent jurisdiction in Nigeria. That's what happens in other jurisdictions. In any society like Nigeria, there is law, and the other aspect of the law is enforcement. There are enough laws in this country to go against those that are financing terrorism. In yesteryears, we used to see on the television bombings, killings, and so we just wonder, what kind of country are those countries where these things are happening? But today, we are having more than enough share of this terrorism. People are being killed every day. Every day, people are being killed. And some people are financing this terrorism because if they don't get funds with which to get their weapons, they will be weakened. It's just like a human being that does not have blood, or the blood is drained, or does not have air. The person will naturally collapse. The way to deal with terrorism in Nigeria is the way it's being dealt with in other countries. In America, once a terrorist is identified as a financier or participant himself, they will go after him. And then the financiers, their monies will be frozen by government, and once they are found, they'll be dealt with according to law. There are countries where they have been prosecuted and sent to jail, life jail in most cases. In Iraq that has happened, in America that has happened. But in Nigeria, they'll come up with names that have been done, 15 names have been given out. Then, after that, what happens? It's not enough to give us the names. Governments must muster the courage to go after them, arrest them, prosecute them in court, and punish them. And when that is done, and they are not getting the money they have been getting, because with these monies, they are getting AK-47, AK-100s, and the rest of sophisticated weapons. And that's why in a community, 200 and above will be taken away. Those that may be watching may be feeling that, how can I face them? Look at the weapons they are carrying. So there is need for government not to fail this nation again by not going after these terrorist financiers and applying necessary sanctions once they are proven guilty in a court of competent jurisdiction. Okay. That is my take on it.
Okay, Barrister Adeshina, what are the specific, I don't know if you're aware, what are the specific measures that have been taken by government with respect to this individuals and even BDCs? I think, of course, about 6 Bureau de Change operators were indicted in that list. So what specific measures are being taken by government, or you think the government should take?
I was just smiling when you asked me this question, because except when you now amended it to mean what government should do. But what the measures they are taking, I'm not a member of government too, and I'm not a contractor with government. I don't, even the few people who are the small edge of government, they don't even trust me. So I don't relate with them. And like he has said, see, all this is a joke. In fact, when I saw the list, like you said, it's been done before. It's nothing new. Yes, it's nothing. It's nothing new. How can somebody will go to my house, steal my money or my pot of soup and everything, and all the thing I will be doing is to say, "I've seen you. You are the one encouraging people to scale my fence. So you are the one bribing my dog with me too. I've seen you. I've seen you." I mean, look, I'm not saying maybe government is not doing anything at all, but we want action. Our action speaks louder than voice, than announcement, than propaganda. We are talking of terrorism here. We are now saying, yes, in fact, in that Buhari side, they say, we announced their name, that man, I mean, that's our interesting Attorney General. We are thought that has seen the very one that was bad under Jonathan, that federal Attorney General, what's forgot, the farmer.
Is it Malami?
Not Malami, the one before Malami, there was one under Jonathan. He went back, he's a senior advocate too, he went back to do farming. What is his name now? Under Jonathan, that fellow. But this Malami, that one, to me, is even worse. And the guy will say, that we are going to announce the name, we will publish the name. Then Mr. Lateef Agbemi, who is currently here, who appears to me a much more serious-minded person, should know that after Tinubu has gone, in the legal community, we will still be waiting for him, just like they are waiting for Mr. Osinbajo. The legal community, you know that Osinbajo, a professor of law and all that, served under that very interesting President Buhari. And now when you see Osinbajo, you say, this man, a brilliant. Also, Mr. AGF should know that with this one announcing that what? They should be grabbed. He has made all the measures that should be done. My learned friend has said it. You seize something, you prosecute them.
Yes.
Even you trace the fund even outside the country.
Yes.
Because there's treaties between countries.
Yes.
International treaties.
Yes.
That anywhere the funds of terrorists or financial terrorists are known must be seized and frozen.
Yes.
There's that network between countries against terrorism and their financiers. Like I say, I used a very good example, metaphors of oxygen and blood, the importance, how they sustain organisms, including human beings. So the same thing.
Okay, but very, very quick one. You mentioned that previous administration, the list is not a new one. They have not been prosecuted, you know. So what are the principal challenges or obstacles that, you know, that hinder this prosecution?
What happens is this. We are here to have Nigerian government for the Nigerian people. You see, there was that young colonel, is it in Gambia or Niger or something, recently, where I think Niger or Mali or something, taking on France. I'm ready to that. The same thing with latest Thomas Sankara. Sure, you understand? But what happens is this. When you get to the very rarefied area of governance at the top, a woman can hand the touch hand, hand the touch hand, connect. So I say like this, you want you do something that you know. They say, you know, sometimes the police will say, I can keep a blind eye. You policemen do it. It's like this. They keep a blind eye. I think those people who are announced have become so notorious, so embarrassing to federal government of Nigeria. That's why they have to be named. We expect them to do much more than that. The political will is what is lacking. I don't believe that, as I am here, or Mr. Obiora said, that we are more intelligent than the eggheads in the government. I don't believe it. So we cannot be telling them, this is so apparent, sir. It's so apparent what to do. You catch, everybody who is a lawyer will know the principle of criminal participants. You know it. Yes, you don't have to be, even our tradition in Yoruba, they say the person who take the oil from the rafter is not just the thief, but the person he unloads it for. All of them are involved.
Yes.
Everybody knows it. So if you are a financier, what do we do? We freeze your account, we prosecute you, and you know you don't even have to be a human person.
Yes.
The legal personality doesn't have to be only human
being.
There's corporate,
Yeah.
there are corporate personalities, there are corporate entity, you know, which can be prosecuted. And you are registered And so you must be prosecuted and you must be ruined. In fact, you must be ruined for the country to thrive.
Yes.
And mercilessly. And so, and government must be sincere. Look at some cases that has been done. There was one that was very scandalous about 6 months ago, PIG case and everything. When you read revelations about that case, you'll be very sorry for Nigeria, for Nigeria as a people, when nationals of the country were even accused by foreign judges that you are even sabotaging the interests of your own country. So when it comes to this thing like this terrorism and everything, you see most people up there in this country, they are not like British, Western American politicians. They love their country first.
Yes.
When they had apartheid in Nigeria, in South Africa and everything, you know what Margaret Thatcher was doing? He said he had to protect the interests of the British people first, even though what he was doing was really against humanity in South Africa supporting. But that's how they think. But they say, look at this thing. Then at very high level of connectivity, they will now speak to our leaders, and then the leaders will now begin to waver and do window dressing. You understand? So the political will is what I, as an outsider, I'm not an insider, I can say is lacking. If the political will is there, our leaders are intelligent enough, and their advisors and legal technocrats and security experts are more intelligent enough to know what to do. But once the political will is missing, Lobaton, there's nothing that you can do again.
All right, thank you, Barrister Deshina. This has been
Barrister Ogunlana. Ogunlana is my father's name.
Oh, okay, Barrister Ogunlana.
Thank you.
We are almost out of time. You know, we have a lot to still. But
Yes. What I got
a few minutes to.
Yes, our time is fast spent. But what I want to say is this: first, we don't expect the government to be coming and giving names of suspected financiers of terrorism. What I expect is for government get the information discreetly and go after them, come up with information that we have
apprehended them.
Yes, we have arrested financiers of terrorism in this country.
We are frozen their
accounts. And they will be arraigned in court as soon as possible. Nigerians, by the time you start announcing in the media that these are the names of the people concerned will find how to escape justice.
Like giving them pre-notice.
Yes.
Pre-notice.
So they will find a way to escape from this country.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, we are back to square one. I think it's not a good strategy to start naming people that you want to go. You have not arrested them already. You are just saying these are the
name and shame. What kind of name?
Or the one of previous administration. We want to shame them. What is that? So we need a new constitution in this country, and the government should go after the financiers of terrorism.
Probably they want to go with the way of the pre-colonial era, where the traditional society they pre-shame.
We don't. The first of all, there was no terrorists in the pre-colonial area. Somebody is a mass rapist. You don't pre-shame, you can say them.
So, we are almost out of time.
Okay.
So just let's take your last word to the viewers before we call it.
Well, we urge the government of Nigeria to be faithful to the responsibility of governing Nigeria. Right, Nigerians are good people. Be faithful to them, and then they will support you.
All right. Thank you very much for gracing the show today.
Yes.
I really enjoyed your insightful comments.